souls, welcome to your 3-card pick for the solar eclipse. Eclipses tend to shake things up a little bit. Even ancient astrologers saw them as a very foreboding energy, bringing major and often uncomfortable change. And this eclipse, it will really be no different. It occurs in the sign of Aries, specifically placed on the knot of discord, which tends to deliver karmic retribution. So on a global scale, we'll see more exposés come to light after this period, clandestine scandals revealed, revelations where people have been mistreated or abused in cover-ups, and where humanity has been taken advantage of, even whistleblowers who have been punished to silence them. The truth shall prevail, and so will justice. Eclipses, they actually affect energy. And I already mentioned in the April monthly that I recorded back in March that this eclipse triggers major activity in terms of earthquakes and volcanic activity. The earth is restructuring. Spiders tend to also dismantle their webs during an eclipse, only to rebuild once it passes. We will all feel the energetic shift, and it's a time to revamp, restructure, and declutter our lives to build back stronger and make stronger foundations. Of course, we've all heard by now of the path of totality moving through Jonah and 7 cities of Nineveh, which actually connects to the biblical story of Jonah and the whale, where the sea monster actually saves Jonah. So why is this relevant? Well, the sun is directly positioned in the constellation Cetus during this period, and Cetus is known astrologically as the sea monster or whale. When you really break it down, whales are actually peaceful creatures, often traveling in pods, so it's a time of integration, humanity bonding together, a strengthening of intuition, a deep soul dive to emerge triumphant, a time of second chances in all areas of our life. So let's see what changes or restructures will be influencing you during this powerful event. Focus on the 3 cards. One of them will call out to you. If more than one calls out, of course, that is drawing you there for a reason as well. Whichever one calls to you, that is your pile, and it contains a message that will help you during the next coming months and years after this major celestial event. So once you've decided, I'll see you on the other side. Well, hello, beautiful souls. If you chose pile 1, this is the message for you. You really are a tower of power. You are someone who is dynamic. You have a lot of energy, drive, motivation. Over the years, you've been powering up and learning to stand in your confidence. You're a maverick. You're someone who came to change life and shake it up a little bit. You don't wait around for life to happen to you. You're the sort of person who goes out and happens to life. And if you've not been experiencing that path, this eclipse is actually going to help you channel that energy in order to reshape your world for the better. You're going to feel more energetic. You're going to have that go-getting spirit. You're going to be really focused on your goals, your ambitions, and anything that you want to make your reality. You're going to be highly magnetic. So actually you are channeling this celestial event, the power from it, to increase your manifestation skills, because you're going to magnetize all that you desire towards you. Now, you tend to be someone who is very independent. You march to the rhythm of your own life and you take things in your stride. And sometimes one of the things that you've been meaning to learn, but you will actually change because of this eclipse, is to rely on others. Delegating to people around you, whether that's family members, friends, soul tribe members, or even at work if you're in a career sector. This is a period where you're going to find more people, more soul tribe members who want to help you in all of your endeavors. You are learning in this eclipse energy that you don't have to do it all by yourself. Okay, I feel that sometimes there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders. You're someone who feels like you are a solitary energy, but actually people really love you. You have a lot of friends around you or people who gravitate towards your light naturally, but you're learning through this eclipse about protecting your energy, making sure that you Really connect to things that you feel magnetized towards that actually empower you rather than drain your energy. So you are literally shifting and changing your energy, your drive, your motivation, and your focus during this period in order to cultivate your landscape. You know, fire, as you can see here, I'm going to show you the cards a little bit closer in a moment, but fire, it transforms, it reignites your lust for life. It actually regenerates the earth. It scorches the earth in order to rejuvenate and promote new growth. So this is a very exciting time for you. Also, you got the card of attraction there, which is to be a magnet for all that you desire in life. And you know, the universe is going to bring you what you need. And I also feel this energy of you moving forward on a project or something that you've been yearning for to basically reshape or change your life in some way. And it's going to positively work out for you. I feel things have been slow, but now is the ignition point. This eclipse is actually going to be that catalyst for change that you've been desiring for quite some time. Now, your first card there is magnetism, attraction. Okay, it's number 37 when you reduce it. 3 plus 7 is 10. Now, of course, solar eclipses, they're all about new beginnings, creating space for new beginnings. And that means evolution. It means changing and walking away from something or people or situations that really do not connect with you anymore. So this card, it literally means that you're knowing your values and your needs at this time, and you're becoming more acutely aware of your true attractions, you know, what they really are. You're not someone who runs with the crowd. You're the sort of person who is very independent. So, you know, you don't like to waste time, and you are really connecting to things that benefit you, not in a selfish way, but promote empowerment, healthy growth, and, you know, focus on moving forward in life. You're the sort of person who recognizes that time is such an important commodity that, you know, it is something that we can never get back. So you are not in the business of wasting it. You acutely are aware of the most important things, which is, you know, you spending time with your family, your friends, your soul tribe members. And I feel this time is really you noticing where you spend your time and where it doesn't feel good. People who drain you, noticing who or what you attract into your life. Are there lessons that you've been experiencing that are on a loop? You know, experiences that come into your life constantly that teach you about empowerment, confidence, reasserting your power, noticing when people take advantage of you or who do not respect your boundaries. This is a period where you're standing strong and you're not going back to that place where anyone took advantage of you or you even undersold yourself in some way, gave away your power. That time has passed. Now is a time for you to, notice your empowerment and, notice your intent, where you're focusing and channeling your energy, and that the world is your oyster. Now, of course, you're always acutely aware that there is balance in the world. So for you moving forward with passion, with power, you also are aware that you must have balance, rest, good quality rest. So I definitely see that you're learning about that at this time as well, because for every, energy, there is always an opposite. It is the natural law, and you're learning more about the natural law of attraction. So this indicates that you're letting go of some things that no longer suit where you are in your life right now. And you're attracting better situations, people, circumstances into your life that will benefit your path as you move forward. This is actually a time of you manifesting. Each other pile, they have not got the energy of manifesting at this time, but you really have. And I feel you're learning the gift of balance in your life. Now, of course, magnetism is a very physical phenomena. It's a highly active force, and you are using the energy from this particular solar eclipse in order to affect what comes in and out of your current circumstances. And also I feel that technology will benefit you during this time, although we do have a Mercury in retrograde at this period. So you may experience some sort of electronical issue there. Save down any important work, get anything that's really important in writing for you as well. Check spam folders, the drill there. But if you're thinking about going into something that is online or technical in some way, you will really benefit, or technology will benefit you in some way over the coming years, because I feel you're being given a gift where it can advance you in some way. Also, you may be the sort of person that when you are around electronic devices, you cause disruption. So for example, if you're about to pay for something and the card reader, it doesn't work, and you may need to step back from the card reader a little bit in order to then pay, you have a highly magnetic force about you. So you may notice that sometimes you actually affect electronic devices. So I feel, you're being taught about the law of energy during this time and how your energy affects others, people around you, but also circumstances. You're also acutely aware that words, have an energy to them as well. So if you think about words, they are spellings cast out to the universe. So some of you during this period are actually going to be more aware of the dialogue that's in your head, but also in your heart, and the spoken word. So anything that you intend to do, you're choosing your words carefully so that you are putting that spelling out into the universe in order to make it your reality. So thoughts become things, and words are spellings cast out into the universe. And I feel this is something that you are highly connected to at this time as well. Let me just get this card for you. Now, I also want you to be aware that it's very important that you really listen to your heart, okay? You are highly intuitive, and sometimes you may have second-guessed your intuition, but you're being taught that your intuition is on point. Your gut instinct, your first thought is normally the right thought, so I really want you to be aware of that. But during this period, you're going to start to notice where you're repelled or attracted to something. It's really important that you know your needs and values, so that you can make wise decisions upon what you want to attract into your life and why, okay? Sometimes we attract people and situations into our life, and intuitively we feel that they are not right for us, but we give it a second chance, or we give it the benefit of the doubt, and ultimately our first initial impression is the right one. So it's not that you're judging a book by its cover per se. I feel like you're learning to hone your intuition. Now, of course, you have the card of fire that came out as well. Now, I shuffled all of these cards for you, and they came out independently, so I want you to be aware of that. But the word ignition, this lust for life is returning in some way, and I feel you're very creative. You are literally in charge of your energy. You're moving forward with your passions. I feel like you're being called at this time to live your passions, whatever they may be, and to allow your spirit to drive you forward, to not overthink situations. Now is the time to innovate and take action and be that lighthouse in the storm. And we have had some major changes that have gone on in the world over the last couple of years, and of course there is more to come. But you are an innovator. You're the sort of person who puts yourself in a very strong position, and you affect change around you. So I definitely get a sense of control during difficult times here for you. I'm not seeing any difficult times ahead per se for you, but if you have been experiencing anything, I definitely see that you're going to power on through, and you're going to blaze a trail for others, because I also see that you are someone who influences others quite easily, actually, because you're someone who's passionate, you're really driven, and you don't wait around for other people to show you what to do. You lead by example. You're a natural born leader in your life. So I feel like you're being asked to take control of the reins during this period and move forward on anything that perhaps you've been worrying about, or trying to negotiate or navigate in your world at this time. Fire is such an important element to receive, because it is a shifter of energy. It is a creator. It helps us in all areas of life to blossom and grow stronger. Without fire, we couldn't cook. We couldn't keep ourselves warm, for example. So it is a necessary element, and you're being given that during this time in order to affect change in your life. So I definitely see that you are in the state of attraction at this time. To have magnetism and fire, these are elements of attracting all that you desire, but also being that catalyst for change that you want to see in your personal life or in your personal world. So I definitely see that you are the light bringer. You're someone who, I would definitely say that you're someone who's highly intuitive and has major spiritual gifts. You may be a light bringer. You're someone who is a light worker who came to this lifetime in order to help others see the way. And I definitely see you're going to be developing your spiritual gifts at this time as well. I mean, look at this card. You even got the cougar there, okay? I feel you came to this world as an old soul. There's even a sun emblem there as well. So this is the energy of fire. It's an energy of power. And the card literally says assertive. And you know, you've got magnetism, attraction, you've got ignition, you've got fire. You're being given the thumbs up by the universe in some area of your life to move forward. Now it says in silence you find power. So remember, with every element there is a balance. So when you're moving forward with passion, drive, intensity, there must be a period where you recharge your batteries, where you withdraw in order to, you know, regroup or regenerate in some way. So I definitely see that if you're someone who is always busy, you need to take quality time where you just sit back with your thoughts, clear your mind in some way to just ground yourself. I feel that's really important there as well. But it says, in silence you find power. Claim your leadership role and take action. You know where to go and what to do. You have the courage and the confidence to succeed. Now, of course, success, it looks differently for everybody. So whatever area you want to be successful in, then that will change after this solar eclipse, okay? You know, for some of you, it may be that you want to have more energy, more drive, more motivation. For others, it may be that you're struggling with something health related and you're wanting to power on through and change that part of your everyday circumstances. For some of you, it's money. Some of you, it's your creativity. You want to create something or produce something. And for some of you, it's really to, you know, find your soul tribe or, you know, really, you know, connect in a deeper way to your family members or your soul tribe members. So I definitely see whatever area you're focused on during this time, there's going to be major change because of this eclipse. And it's going to be really positive for you there as well. Now, cougars, you know, they are very still just before they're about to pounce on something. So you have highly attuned intuition and analytical skills. So I definitely see that some of you have been strategizing on something, or you've been, you know, creating a blueprint of something that you want to create. You are the creator. You will make it happen. And I definitely see that, you know, after that period of analysis, because I feel there's kind of a calculated move that you're making in your life right now, you're going to strike while the iron's hot. You're going to know intuitively when it's the right moment to move forward on something. But also know that the universe is sending you a little secret gift there, because there's almost like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity arising for you after the solar eclipse. Now, this could occur in the next 3 months, I'm being given for you, okay? I have been giving the energy of 3 to 6 months, but actually I'm being more drawn to the 3-month period where there's something major changing for you that requires, you know, your intuition, your wisdom. And I mean, as I said, you came into this life as an old soul. So a lot of you, you know, you may feel that you were a solitary energy, that you didn't fit in to certain groups. You've been searching for your place in the world in some way, and you've been divinely guided. You know, you go on your natural instincts, and that's exactly how you've been meant to lead your life. But now things are going to be amplified because of the solar eclipse. But you won't have to do it all alone. I feel like now is a time where you're being asked to integrate or find your soul tribe, or you're going to meet people who actually become your soul tribe members. You know, we do have the penguin there, authenticity. You are someone who is, as I said, a trailblazer, but you also speak your truth. And sometimes people can't handle that truth. They find it intimidating, but that's not stopped you from being your wonderful, authentic self. You know, this card literally says, reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You're full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations. Just be yourself. And I feel that's what you've come to this lifetime to be. Now, of course, your family can be your soul tribe. It could be people that you meet along the way. So I feel this is about you developing a deeper understanding with the people that you've allowed into your life, positive forces, and I feel like you're distancing yourself from anything that drains you or negative, toxic forces. You're moving away from it at this time. And I feel some of you may even think about being a little bit more independent. So you may change where you live, or you may change if you are in a career sector, you may change your job at this time, or shortly after the eclipse. But I feel there's an independent spirit that you are presenting to the world, because it is you. And it's so important that you continue intuitively as you are, because I feel like you're on the right path at this time. Even if you've done a lot of soul searching and you felt a little bit lost over the years or the months, and you felt a little bit like you've been drifting, I definitely get a sense here that after the eclipse, suddenly it's almost like you're going to have major epiphanies, major revelations. You're just going to know intuitively the next steps. You're going to feel really charged in your energy, really powerful, and I feel like you're going to blaze a trail to wherever you feel is your goal or your end point, because I feel like you're going to accomplish it. There is success in this energy here for you. Now, of course, we have Blue Moon. Okay, now it does say here something very rare is about to happen. Rare opportunity, power, auspicious. So this eclipse is actually really beneficial for you. There's going to be some major changes. As you can see, there is a tree there, so that indicates groundedness. Often trees are connected to wealth, so it could be financial, but also I get this sense of you really grounding yourself in nature, branching out in some way, and new exciting opportunities heading your way. Now, these could be opportunities in friendships, opportunities in love, if you're looking for love. I mean, looking at your cards, I feel right now you're focused on your energy, your path. I feel like you're focused on doing something different, something maverick, something unique that perhaps your friends or family have never done before. So some of you may feel a little bit isolated or alone on your path, because you may feel that you're not really understood in some way. But I do see that even though you may feel misunderstood from time to time, there is support there for you. You do have a very strong support network, even if you feel like you don't. But because you're so independent, sometimes people, they see you as not needing anybody. So they kind of like back off and let you do your thing, thinking, you know what, they don't need my help. So I get a sense here that sometimes, especially I'm picking up on a particular energy. I can't really discern exactly who this person is in your life, but there is one person I'm being given who sometimes feels like they really want to help you. They really want to reach out and be more integrated in your life. You're going to hear from this person a lot after the eclipse, but sometimes they just see you as someone who's so independent, so strong, and they admire you for that, but also they feel that they cannot offer you anything to benefit you in some way. They really want to help. They want to be more involved in your life. Now, this could be a family member, soul tribe member, but I feel they're going to reach out a little bit more during this period and after the solar eclipse, because they want to be around you more. And this person actually, they're really going to help you and lighten the load in some way there for you too. Now, I'm just going to go get some final cards for you before I close this reading, something that I'm going to shuffle in real time. I'm using an incredible deck here. It's the BYGONE Tarot by FINNIKEE Design. So let's see if there's anything else coming out here for you for this eclipse. Because it looks like there's lots of positive energy happening for you here. Now, I'm only taking uprights in the decks, just so you're aware. Isn't it interesting? You've got double 4. Look at that. That's really exciting. 4 is about grounding. I did mention that earlier. 4 swords, and the 4 pentacles. It's like, know when you need to be productive with the 4 pentacles. 4 swords, know when you need to take some rest, good quality rest. Also protect your energy. 4 swords, very protected in your downtime, protecting your peace of mind. So important, because you've come to this lifetime to shake things up a little bit. Now, the 4 pentacles indicate security, especially financial security there, but it's also about grounding, structure, your home. So some of you are really thinking about where you belong right now, your home space. I mean, some of you could be going into real estate or looking at real estate at this time, or you're looking at moving in some way, or you're just trying to find peace in the home space, creating a sanctuary of where you belong right now. The Four Swords, some of you are trying to really get peace in order to think about something, restructure something. You know, swords are all about the mind, so very cerebral at this time. This is a time of innovation, but also of analytical sort of mindfulness where you're strategizing a plan. And, you know, fours are protected. So it tends to mean that you're in a period where there's a bit of a pause. You've been thinking about something, but after this eclipse, there's going to be ignition. There's going to be a spark, something that helps you move through on your endeavors. Now, the Four of Pentacles also is a little reminder to not let life pass you by. Sometimes we can hold on to things that are not meant for us. Sometimes we can hold on to past disappointments, upsets, and we can try to think about them, resolve them in our mind, process them, but we must leave them in the past. The past no longer exists. We live in the present moment, and our present moment will affect our future. Our past cannot affect our future, so we must not dwell there because it will just drain us of energy. So I feel some of you are learning major lessons in those areas as well. But the Four of Pentacles indicates that you are secure. Four of Swords, you are protected during this time. Four of Pentacles also indicates strong financial foundations, strong earthly grounded foundations for your energy, getting out into nature a little bit more. It's also about your plans taking shape, taking ownership, responsibility of your energy and of your life. And the Four of Swords, it's really about, withdrawing. As it says here, in silence you find power. And this is a card of silence, and this is a card of power, because anyone who has a strong foundation, they cannot be knocked off that foundation because it is earthed and rooted in balance. So I feel like you're in a really strong position in your life right now, even though you may feel like there are winds of change about you and you may feel a little bit uncertain. But after this eclipse, things are going to change and benefit you. Now, I'm just going to get one more card or one more shuffle. Oh, it's flown way over there. And it was this one. Don't take action when there's a feeling of resistance. Okay, so again, there's this energy coming through in your reading of knowing when it's time to move forward, take action, and when it's time to rest. So I feel like you're learning about your energy and how it affects your mood. For example, if you're really busy and you are just on the go all the time, of course you're being productive, but at the same time it's taking a toll on your health. It could also take a toll on, some of your productivity. And what I mean by that is, sometimes I've powered on through doing projects. And when I look back at the project, I think, oh, if I'd taken a rest, it could have been, a little bit more concise, or I could have changed it or shaped it in a different way. So I feel like you are learning about utilizing the energy that you have available to you. And, when there is a moment, an opportunity for you to either delegate or ask for help, or in some way just sit back and recharge your batteries and let the world be one another day. I feel it's really important for you in order to just keep your energy on optimum levels, okay? Now, I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. That's really interesting. So these are the trinkles that we got for you. We have the life ring. So this is about, of course, the circle of life, but it's also an energy of, during difficult times, finding solace or finding an opportunity to find a solution to a problem there. Of course, it is a life ring, which means you stay afloat during difficult times. So if you've been feeling a little bit emotional, or that your emotions have been fluctuating, I feel that things will balance themselves out. But I also see that, a problem shared is a problem halved. So again, it comes to this energy of you don't have to do everything alone. But I also feel like there is some opportunity coming to you from the universe. A moment of respite, or an opportunity that helps you in a position, or saves you in a position, puts you in a position to really navigate the seas of life in some way. I actually feel that there is a wonderful, exciting moment headed your way that is going to put you in a really great position. Now, isn't it interesting? You also got the mermaid, Okay, now the mermaid on both sides is turning her back. So this is about you, really intuitively turning your back on anything that you've evolved from or that you feel you've outgrown in your life in some way. And it's really a deep soul dive as well. So I feel, you're learning more about your intuition, your energy, who or what deserves a place in your life. I mean, these two trinkets together, they're telling me that you tend to be someone who fixes people, especially when it comes to love. You may have had relationships in the past where people came to you, maybe there was trauma bonding, or maybe someone was toxic and they sort of used your energy in order to be fixed or to recharge themselves, and then they sort of move away. You tend to be someone who offers a lot of help for other people, but I'm not saying ever stop that. You're someone who is really generous and someone who is very nurturing and compassionate, but also make sure you protect your energy as well, because you can't help anybody with an empty cup. The cup starts with the self first. So, you have to charge that cup with, energy, with love, with care, devotion for yourself first before you can help others. So I feel something there is a bit of a message. And we also have the angel wing orbed. Now I literally just put this in there for the first time, and you got this one, and this is all about protection. Okay, so you're going to have lots of messages from your guides during this time, letting you know that you are protected and redirected, and any rejection that you experience or any difficulty in your life, if doors are closing in certain areas of your life or chapters are coming to an end, it is a silver lining. When one door closes, I know it's a cliche, but another opens. It is a redirection and a protection towards something better. So I definitely see that you're protected during this time and you're being guided towards something that is going to be very positive for you. So I'll leave that there, beautiful pile one. I hope there's something in that reading for you. If it resonates in some way, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, beautiful pile one, and love and light. Well, hello, beautiful souls. If you chose pile two, this is the message for you. You are an incredibly deep soul, very sensitive, emotionally intelligent, and someone who has very high intuitive, even psychic gifts. After this eclipse, you're actually going to harness the energy to develop those psychic leanings, that knowingness, but also that intuition that you have. You're someone who is highly independent and someone who has been searching recently. You may have felt that you've withdrawn from a lot of things that you used to enjoy, and you may have felt a little bit like you've been drifting or trying to find your path. You may have felt that you are currently on pause in some way in your life, that you're in limbo, and you may have had an experience that impacted you in your past that has changed the way that you enjoy life or changed the way that you have fun. But after this eclipse, that is going to change everything for you. You're going to embrace more fun, more excitement, more spontaneity. And I definitely see some of you looking at fears or areas where things drain your energy because you've been in a period where you're healing. So I feel some of you, there's this energy where it's almost like you've been in hermit mode. You have the moon energy right there, and I will show you each card individually. I actually shuffle these cards and they came out independently for you, and I will do some shuffling of some other decks later on. But you got the moon card there, and you got the depth, the lake card. So you are someone who is all up in your emotions, but you're not allowing those emotions to overwhelm you at this time. You're actually in a period of exploring who you are, what you want, what path you truly want for you for your future, and you will discover what path you're on, and you're going to realize that actually you're on the right path right now. But now is a journey of self-discovery for you. So I definitely see you erecting healthier boundaries. I definitely see you processing a lot of emotional trauma or pain or experiences that disappointed you during this time. Some of you, as I said, it's almost like you've been in hermit mode. So you may have withdrawn from friends or usual typical scenarios that you found yourself in the past in order to really recharge your batteries. And life has been hard. The hermit rarely goes in the cave of life. unless he feels jaded with his surroundings or feels fed up with everything that's been going on around him. So you may have been in a period where you're looking at the world or your immediate circumstances and you're feeling that there needs to be a cycle of change, but you're needing to withdraw in order to see what changes you want to make for you. So you may feel a little bit fed up with old patterns, old cycles, old behaviors of people because you're evolving. You're in a period where some may call it the dark night of the soul, which means you're really processing experiences you had that made you who you are, but you're not allowing it to define you, even though these experiences were important and they shaped who you are. They're not going to hold any weight or power on your future, which is going to be much brighter and full of happiness, joy, and fun. But if you look at all the cards, you've got the dolphin here, which uses sonar, is highly intuitive, and dolphins are mammals that are highly intelligent, but also use, sonar and energy in order to preempt their environment or see below the subtext of what is going on around them and know what is coming towards them so that they can be prepared. So you are someone who is an old soul. You are prepared and you've had some experiences that have made you so strong that you live independently, but also that you've had to develop a highly acute sense of awareness, of intuition, and you are someone who is very instinctive as well. But you may have felt that life has got pretty still for you during the last couple of years, and you've been really learning about who you are and going deeper, because all is not what it seems for you right now. So you're trying to work out what's going on in the subtext. And that's not just in the world at large, but also in the people around you and also in yourself. You're learning to, utilize that voice that you have so that you can find out who you are, what you want, and vocalize it to have your needs met. Because I feel like your needs have not been fully met in the past. There's been some sort of disappointment here that you have been healing from. But after the eclipse period, I definitely see that you are evolving in a stronger position. You're finding your path and you're embracing a new journey that is full of light, is full of energy, spontaneity, fun, laughter. And I definitely see that you are someone who is maybe looking at your hormones at this time as well, looking at your emotional fluctuations, because I feel some of you have just been trying to be in the flow but felt very changeable recently. But that will resolve itself after we go through this eclipse. So the power of this solar eclipse is actually going to bring change to how you process your emotions, how you interact with your everyday circumstances, to find more joy, to be in the flow, but also to understand your emotions a little bit more and recognize that they are temporary, that they are washing over you in order to purge some experiences that you had, process and let go of experiences that you had. I mean, your first card here is the moon, okay? And the moon card, it says here, darkness. So I really get a sense here that you have been diving deep into your life in order to really look at your fears, at experiences that disappointed you. I mean, it's number 7, which is a card of moving forward. So you're recognizing that these experiences, they do not define who you are. But I feel some of you have been, like, as I said, on this journey of discovery where you're embracing stillness, the pause of the everyday. We have to, experience the darkness in order to embrace the light. And I feel this is what's been going on for you during this period. You're not afraid of the darkness. You're someone who is willing to dive deep into emotions, to really look at the light and dark of life in general. And you're someone who's actually very courageous. You're a warrior. You are strong in life because I feel like you've had experiences that have made you strong. And this card is a card that indicates cycles, they change, they evolve, and everything has a season. And I feel like you're currently looking at areas where you are not wanting to push forward when you feel like the tide is against you in some way. You know, you've learned to surrender to the universe, and that's really positive. It takes a lifetime for some people to really surrender to the universe and trust the process. And right now you're trusting that process. So I feel like you're doing a deep dive, you're on a spiritual path or a deeper knowing path where you are developing self-understanding. And I feel that during this period, it's like rest and repair. You may have been experiencing this for many years, but you're actually going to evolve from this after the eclipse period. You know, the moon actually has a very unshakable power and pull over the human. And I feel, you know, you have been noticing some cycles of change for quite some time, and you've been trying to find your way through these changes. Especially in the last couple of years, there's been some radical changes going on in humanity, in the world at large, and you're finding your place in those changes. So you may have found things really difficult. You may have felt like you withdrew from things that you used to enjoy in order to really stand still, to find your way. You may have had to embrace some sort of change in these difficult times as well. And you will return to the things that you love, whether these are hobbies, whether these are people, or whether this is you being a little bit more sociable or embracing projects, or just, you know, coming out from being dormant. Because I get a sense here that you feel like your mojo has been on pause, or things have been dormant for you for some time, and it's been for you to be in a period of self-discovery and know yourself on a deeper level. I mean, some of you could feel called to embrace a spiritual retreat at this time, but actually I feel like you are noticing that your intuition is on point and you're developing your spiritual gifts in a deeper way. You may have felt very introverted during this period, but I definitely see that it's for stability and for grounding. But there is planning here. This is not just a time where you feel like you've been on pause. It's a time for reflection. You know, there is purpose in pause. Whenever we are up against a door that is locked in our life, or a wall, a brick wall that has come in front of us and prevents our way, we tend to see it as an obstacle. We tend to see it as a time where we feel like we need to break through it. But have we ever considered that the universe is sending us a closed door or a wall to lean on, to just take some respite, to take a rest? The universe is saying you needed to rest. You needed to pause. You needed to reflect in order to know yourself deeper, in order to reflect on what's been hard in your life, what's draining you, the people who support you, the people who don't support you. It's giving you a moment to reflect and really assess your surroundings. So I feel you're just changing the way that you move through life. And you have an unshakable power about you, and you've had to learn to be more intuitive and had to learn to be very instinctive. So, you know, the wolf tends to be a solitary creature. I mean, of course it runs in a pack, but the wolf on its own is a pathfinder. So I feel you have been going through a period of self-discovery, but also of changing your path in some way, or, you know, evolving on your path to find which path is right for you. And, you know, I'm really getting this energy of you illuminating in the darkness, especially since you've got like the lake depth there. So, I mean, this card literally means that you are someone who never takes the shallow alternative. You always do the deep dive, and that sets you apart from other people. You tend to never cut corners in your life. You're the sort of person who, you know, you do your research. You always look for the facts. You are true blue honest. You're a keeper of secrets as well. You're someone who, you know, makes sure that you are a trusted friend. But you may have been noticing where people took advantage of your kindness, or experiences that you had where you felt let down. And now you've submerged yourself to see below the surface, to really see what is meant for you, and sort of disconnect from anything that has been draining your energy. I mean, when you look at this card, lakes, they tend to have their own ecosystems. So you tend to be highly independent. You know, you operate on your own terms. You march to the beat of your own drum. And I feel like you're developing a spiritual evolution at this time, where you are developing your gifts, you're healing from the past, you're creating pure energies in order to move forward on something. So it's almost like you're discovering yourself. You may have felt that life has been almost like you've been in a washing machine where things are tumbled around for a while, but you are purifying. And this is in all areas of your life. So you may have felt compelled to declutter your home space, go on some sort of meditation or cleansing of your mind in order to bring peace. This could be a time where you're creating your home as a sanctuary, or cutting out food substances that make you feel lethargic, bloated, or don't resonate with you. You may be looking at your hormones and how they fluctuate, and whether they fluctuate based on experiences that you're having, or your environment, or food substances, or your energy levels. Some of you could also be looking at how you use your emotions in order to process. You're the sort of person that you're so sensitive that you cry at a movie and you release the pressure because you have a lot of empathy, a lot of compassion. And people who have empathy and compassion, they tend to have had experiences where they were taken advantage of. So I feel after this eclipse, you're going to notice that you're empowering yourself in a different way, where you're still remaining compassionate and highly intuitive, but at the same time, you've created such a strong inner sanctuary that no one gets access if they are not bringing, a positive, influential energy. And I feel, you are learning that those boundaries are helping you to sustain your equilibrium. And I also see a lot of you may have noticed that you've been really thirsty recently, that you need extra hydration. You're getting a lot of water in your cards at the moment. So I feel not only are you in your emotions and you're purifying and looking at your dreams and goals and finding an easier path to those dreams and goals, because I feel this group in particular have experienced some level of burnout. I feel like you've given all of yourself to something, or all of yourself to somebody or an experience, to the point where you left yourself with nothing. And I feel right now you are in that period where you are taking stock and taking time for yourself in order to rejuvenate, to process, and to revitalize your spirits. And I really get a sense here as well that, water is going to help you purify. So, taking more hydration for yourself, electrolytes as well, through like cucumber, watermelon, things like that, lemon, something citrusy as well, I feel is going to benefit you. But also, if you're someone who used to like take a quick shower, for example, if you have the luxury of having a bath, not all of us have that, but if you have the luxury of having a bath, then, you will be more compelled or drawn to taking baths at this time, especially with salts or something to help purify. So I really see that you are on a quest for deeper knowing, but also I feel like whatever you've been investing your energy and time in, you're going to see that actually there's a lot of growth there, a lot of success. And I've been mentioning all the time that success, it looks differently for everybody. So whatever your unique idea of success is, then that is where you're going to be successful. Okay, so I definitely see some major changes happening for you there as well. Now we also have the Wolf, Pathfinder. Okay, so this is a card that indicates you're highly independent, but also you've been in a period of finding a new way of doing something that you have always had in your focus. Okay, as you can see, this card, it literally says, release your past and start a new journey. So again, it really indicates, pile 2, that you have been doing a lot of processing. Some of you may have felt nostalgic at this time of experiences where people took advantage of you, where people broke your heart, or where people let you down. Those experiences, as you approached the solar eclipse, you may have noticed that they started coming into your mind. You're like, whoa, I thought I got over that. I thought I processed that. Why am I remembering that memory? That's weird. But these are all surfacing at this time so that you can see how strong you are, that you are over it, that it no longer holds power in your way, and that a new chapter is open for you to embrace. It says here, you are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Okay, now pile 1 may also have called to you, as well as pile 3 actually. I'm seeing that pile 3 was probably more of a calling, but there may be something in pile 1 for you if you found it really hard to decide. I'm not saying watch all the piles, absolutely not. You should be drawn to something, but you may have felt, pile 1 is interesting. Maybe I'll go for pile 2. Actually, really it's between pile 2 and 3, but pile 1 definitely caught your eye at some point as well. So I feel there may be something in there for you as well, but you'll know yourself deep down. But wolves, they tend to be very independent. So some of you in life, you may find that you have been called to either work independently or take a course that other people don't understand. It's not always about work or career, but it could be that you take a path that people don't understand. And that's okay, because it's not their path. This is your life to lead it independently the way that you choose to. But also, I feel like you are someone who is a really good friend. And you may have had experiences where you've always been a good friend to people. And, you may have felt that it has not been reciprocal, but you will find your soul tribe. Also, I feel some of the experiences that you've had in life, whether you felt let down or had a lot of hardship, trauma, or things that have been really impactful on your emotions, you are able to channel that into helping others. So some of you may have felt called to write a book in your lifetime, or you will write one after the solar eclipse. This could also manifest through art, where you create something that channels your emotions, but other people can really identify with how you feel through your art. It could also be in the form of film or pottery, or maybe even some of you are called to be a mentor, be a teacher, to help people through difficult situations, because I feel some of the experiences you've had are there for you to, of course, process and learn lessons, because we all learn lessons. We are all the student of life. But also I feel that some of those experiences you had will inform your future and will help you to help others, but also through different mediums where you can also, use it as a very cathartic tool, but at the same time help others recognize that they are not alone. Okay. Now the wolf, it does indicate that you are finding your way at this time. You are actually on the right path. You've surrendered to the process. You're trusting the process. You're doing a deeper dive. So you're definitely going to find your way to something that you have been wanting for some time. This card, and I will come to it last, there is something wonderful coming your way. I mean, the autumn moon. Autumn indicates, it's the end of a season. It's the end of a chapter, which is going to give way eventually to new birth, new beginnings. So I definitely see here that anything you have been working on, anything you've been thinking about, ruminating on, whether these are ideas, whether these are changes, because I feel like something in you has changed. And I feel part of you is never going back to that change. I feel like you are evolving from that, and it's going to benefit you long term. I actually see a lot more fun, excitement, spontaneity in your life ahead, and that there are brighter things to come. But you had to go through this difficult period in order to evolve to the next stage. And I hate that message myself. I've been through some very difficult experiences myself where I've had my tower moment, and of course we experience many different tower moments, and sometimes we experience the really big tower moment where you lose a lot of what you felt was stable in your life. But the universe comes along to shake things up in order to help you to let go of those structures that you built that are not meant for you as you move forward to the next stage of your life. So, my experience, I had to let go of so many things, and I didn't want to let go of those things. Of course, at the time, I felt very uncomfortable with the process. I lost my job that I really cared about, my home where I was living at the time, a relationship, and eventually I nearly lost my health as well. So that was within a very short period. I was being taught about being flexible, about recognizing that, I had connected myself to very toxic structures in my life. Structures that I notice all the time, the signs from the universe. This is not meant for you. This is hurting you. This is not a good, positive force in your life. And still, I ignored the signs. And eventually, the universe came to restructure. And I'm so glad that it did happen. At the time, it was uncomfortable. And you may have felt what you've been going through right now has been an uncomfortable process. but to evolve and be more spiritually aware. It's not a rainbows and unicorn kind of moment. It's more of a sifting through the mud of life, sifting through the mud of experience in order to find that golden nugget of a lesson that you will take with you moving forward, that empowers you on the next part of your journey. And I feel like now, after this solar eclipse, is your empowerment. Things are changing for the better for you in every possible way. And I feel like there are infinite possibilities for you to step up to whatever it is you're trying to accomplish at this time, but also something that you have been working towards, that you felt was either dormant or not happening, is actually going to come to fruition, okay? Now we do have dolphin play. As I mentioned earlier, dolphins, they are highly intelligent, intuitive, and these are the energies that you embody. These are your traits. You're someone who is highly intuitive. You just know. You have a knowingness about you. But also, I feel like you're really fun to be with. You know, I feel like you are really quirky, off the wall. You're really exciting to be with. I feel that, you know, you really know how to have fun. But I feel something that you experienced in your life almost kind of stopped you in your tracks, and you've been trying to find your way back to a part of yourself that you feel like you've lost touch with. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel like you have changed, and I feel like you're not going back to those difficult times. What I do see here is you reconnecting to the fun part of yourself, the playful side of yourself, and I feel like, you know, of course, there's a lot in the world at the moment that tries to make us very fearful, and there's things going on there that can really impact our peace of mind. But I feel like you are trying to live more in the moment. You're trying to find the gift of presence. And after this solar eclipse, I feel like you will manage to embrace the gift of presence. And I feel also that, you know, this is going to increase your fun, is going to increase, you know, happy living, as it says in this card. It says, swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. And I definitely see this as something that you've already started to embrace, and it's going to bring rewards further down the line. And it's not too far away. I feel this eclipse is a catalyst for change for you, where you get to, you know, connect to soul tribe members, embrace more fun, you know, that life doesn't have to be so hard all the time, releasing fears, taking leaps of faith, and actually recognizing that this period, it had to happen so that you know thyself better. Okay, now your final card here is the Autumn Moon. And I will pull some extra cards there for you with different decks, but it says your planted seeds are ready to harvest. Plenty, abundance, ripe, and release. So you have been going through a period of release, and that is going to lead to the path of revelation, to prosperity, to more abundance. Now, of course, some people consider abundance money, financial rewards. Other people, it's joy, living in the moment, connecting deeper to your family and friends, really nurturing those relationships. Other people, it's health. It's about, you know, finding a way to, you know, optimum health, or, you know, overcoming obstacles that you've had in health related matters. So I feel like things are changing for you in the positive. And this solar eclipse is that catalyst for change. A path is being made clear for you to make your dreams become a reality. So that is why you've been on pause for a little while. I'm just going to get some final cards before we close your reading. This is a beautiful deck there by the FINNIKEE design, and it's called the Bygone Tarot. Okay, so let's see what messages lie here for you at this time. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful pile 2? Page of Swords. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide? Okay, that one there as well. Page of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Look at that. So the Page of Swords is to be very cerebral. It's to be curious about life, the undercurrent, the subtext, but also it's about being curious about plans, the next stage of your life. It's about forging away. It's about honoring your truth, speaking your truth, even if it shakes your voice. It's about standing proud, and it's about new focus. So I feel a new path is being forged for you at this time. Pages, of course, bring news. So I do see that there's going to be some exciting news that you're going to be very intrigued by, let's put it that way, and I feel it really helps you regain this lust for life. I see some of you contemplating a move at this time as well. So some of you may be thinking about moving home, and you're going to find a property that really resonates with your soul. But also I feel words are so important for you. So this is a time, if you felt compelled to write, whether it's poetry, whether it's a song, whether it's a diary or a blog or your memoirs or a book, I definitely see that you'll benefit from that in a very cathartic way, but also I feel, you will help others there too. Page of Swords is an energy of really, intending to do something, living intentionally, your focus, and recognizing that there are winds of change and that you are ready. I feel you are so ready for all the changes that are to come, but also I feel you're looking for direction in some way. And, although the wind may be blowing in a certain direction, I feel like some of you have been going against the tide, but now you're going to be going with the flow. And that doesn't mean you're going to be going with the herd. You're not the sort of person to, march to other people's expectations. But I feel like you're just letting go of the pressure and recognizing that, the universe has plans for you and you have plans for you. And right now, they're actually working together. So things are going to get much easier on the path ahead. Now also we have the Knight of Wands. Now the Knight of Wands is a very goal-oriented knight. So this indicates that you're going to be focusing on your plans, you're recharging your batteries, you're going to be back to optimum energy, and you're going to be very excited about new endeavors. This is a card of new adventures, new experiences. So I definitely see some of you are going to want to travel more. I feel, this lust for life is returning. But also the Knight of Wands and the Page of Swords together. These are cards that really look at, what's temporary in your life and what is there for the long term. What lessons are you learning in the moment? What lessons will you take with you as you move forward? How can you use your energy to, accomplish your needs? And how can you channel your energy and your focus to really lay down a foundation of success in your life in some way? So I definitely see here with the Knight of Wands, you're going to have more energy. There is going to be a time of action. After this solar eclipse, there's going to be more things happening for you. So you won't be in that suspended state for much longer. But I also see that you're going to know yourself on a deeper level. And I feel adventurous, fun times lie ahead for you as well. And I feel like some of you are strategizing a new plan or a new project. You're going to see that it's going to be very successful. And by project, I don't mean like career. You can apply it to your career if you want to, but I feel this is more on a personal level. Something you want to do for you, it's going to be so successful at this time. But I also see a move happening, okay? I see that you're very knowledgeable, strategizing, analyzing a plan, and when you've got all the facts, then you'll move ahead with it. And it will be exactly the path that you're meant to be on, and it's just going to give you like new life. And I feel very excited for the path that you're on right now. So I'm also going to get some final cards in this Higher Self deck by MAHRUKH X. Another beautiful deck there. So let's see what else is coming out there for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Angels, can you please guide pile 2? Okay. So it says, you're creating a you that you will be proud of. Isn't that really interesting? You could have got any card in that deck, but you got this one. So it's almost like you are evolving into the person that you've always meant to be. And, you're shifting in some way. And, your future self is so proud of you right now with the changes that you're making. Things have been hard. There's been a lot of difficulty and change and, restructuring going on. And you found yourself in a period of stillness. You may have felt that actually that you have not been negotiating these changes very well, but actually you've been negotiating these changes the best. You've activated stillness to be the observer, to watch before you make your next move. Some people, they rush in, and I feel like you have not been rushing in to these experiences. You've been observing and waiting for the right moment to make your move in life, whatever that move is for you. So I feel this is really going to be a beneficial time for you, okay? So I'll leave it there. I'm just going to go and get a trinket and a ring before we close. Okay, so we have, really interesting, we have the scissors. So that is really like cut something out of your life that has been draining you or is toxic for you. But also this is like cutting the ties to the past is what I'm feeling from that. I mean, scissors, you know, they reshape, they restructure. And I really feel like you are currently under construction. And now, you know, you are going to evolve triumphant from that as you move past this solar eclipse. Now also we have, now I want to say a gift, but actually I see, is that a wad of money? One moment please, I'm just going to have a look a little bit closer. You know what, it's really interesting because I'm scrying at the same time as you're reading, and you know, I haven't been getting many images in these 3-card pick for the solar eclipse. I'm actually doing this reading on the day of the solar eclipse, and it's really interesting. I can't see in the water, but momentarily I glimpse like a wad of money, but this is actually a gift, like a little a present there. So I feel like you've been learning that you are a gift to all areas of your life, and you know, I feel that's helping you erect healthier boundaries and establish your power there. But also I see a wad of money, so you know, I feel some of you could have some sort of financial reward coming to you during this time. I mean, it could be some sort of rebate, could be a bonus, could be an increase in your endeavors in some way, in your assets. So please take it as it resonates. And also we've got the guitar. So you've been just fine-tuning in order to be in your soul song, in order to heal. There's 2 stars there on the guitar. Some of you, you may have played guitar in the past and feel compelled to, you know, reacquaint yourself with each other. But I really feel that you are just connecting to your inner soul song, and that you're actually going to attract more people, more situations into your life who resonate and vibe with you, okay? So I feel like it's almost like you're adjusting the keys to find which key you are like living in at this moment in time. You're being very flexible, but also you're fine-tuning what is right for you in your life. And things are going to get infinitely better for you as you move past this solar eclipse as well, okay? So I feel something big is coming to an end for you, and you're moving into a new chapter that is going to bring a lot of fun. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates for you, beautiful pile 2. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when to update my next message, lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, beautiful pile 2, and love and light. Well, hello, beautiful souls. If you chose pile 3, this is the message for you. You are a warrior. You've been through some really tough times, and you've currently been going through some major reconstruction or changes, and it really has transformed you. I see that you've had a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, and you've been going through a lot of pressure during this time, but you have the gift of perseverance. You are strong because experience has made you that way. I feel that after this solar eclipse, things are going to change for you in a radical way that brings more peace of mind, a cathartic energy that helps you release the pressure. I also see that you're someone who is super strong. You may have felt like you've been holding it all together, trying to move through life, and life is pretty difficult, but you've been holding it all together all this time and just moving through. And I feel some of you have really got to find a way to release the pressure. And what I mean by that is some of you are looking at ways to channel your pressure into creative pursuits, or into physical activities, or into getting more into nature, or grounding yourself in some way. But you're being called to pay attention to pressure. I mean, you have the card of pressure here, and I will show you these cards up close in a moment, but I want you to be aware that I shuffled each deck individually, and these cards independently popped out for you. And I will do some real-time shuffling with some other decks later on, but you've also got the card of passion, and there is an eye there that is crying. You have perseverance, and you have regeneration. So I definitely get this sense that you are under a lot of pressure, and you are being called to recognize that things like crying, it's actually a strength. It purifies you. We are given emotions for a reason, and crying or releasing pressure is important in order to keep the body in optimum health. So I really want you to be aware that I see some of you have been going through such a difficult time, but it is a very transformative time, and it's going to benefit you long term. I see you coming out of this stage where things have been so difficult for you. I feel a spark of light is coming your way that will help you move into a new chapter, and this solar eclipse is a catalyst for change for you in that way. Now, the first card here we have is Transformation, Pressure. Now, this is a really interesting card because you can view pressure as being negative, or you can see it as being a shaper, to channel your energy, a director, or a positive influence, shall we say, because it can be an energy that can reshape your landscape, cultivate your landscape in a different way. So you're being called to find the happy medium here, to benefit from pressure rather than be disadvantaged by it. I feel like you're in a period of becoming, and I feel some of you, you've been learning about triggers, things that perhaps have pushed your buttons, people, situations where you have had an instant reaction. So some of you are trying to not temper your feelings, but I feel like you're starting to notice what your triggers are. I feel like you're noticing who your triggers are, or who's pushing the buttons to trigger you in certain ways. And I feel like you're stepping aside from this energy so that it no longer affects you. I feel with this card that you are in a very purposeful energy where you are focusing on your goals, your dreams. You actually have very high expectations of yourself, and that puts a lot of pressure on you. But also you may have come from a family unit, or perhaps guardians, or people around you, your peers in some way. They expected certain things of you or your situation, or they may even judge you in certain ways, and you feel that you're breaking away from that energy. And it's almost like at the time it may have influenced you to even have higher expectations of yourself, and it put a lot of pressure on you. So even though you still have expectations of yourself, I feel like you're being a little bit more compassionate on the other side of this solar eclipse. I feel like you need to have a little bit more compassion for yourself, but also to silence that inner critic. We all have that inner critic, that little voice that says, can you do it, or will you fail, or go for it, but perhaps it won't work out for you, or what if you're not good enough, or what if they don't like you, or what if you're not going to make it, or all of those little moments that come to us all. I feel like you're noticing them, but you're not allowing those negative thoughts to influence you in any shape or form. I feel like you're having more confidence in yourself. I feel that you are overriding the inner critic in order to release the pressure. And with that card, this is a card that indicates that you perform well under pressure, and you can use it as a very focusing force. And some studies, they do say that a small amount of pressure can actually assist performance in various areas of life, but also if you have too much pressure, it can actually hinder you in your endeavors. It can be overwhelming, and it may be impossible for you to focus. So if you've been under a lot of pressure and responsibility recently, and you've noticed a bit of brain fog, or you've noticed that you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, this is your message to recognize that yes, you're a very strong person, but also you need to have a release, because you're either going to burn yourself out, or there is going to be that straw that breaks the camel's back. And I feel like you're trying to avoid reacting in a combustible way to experiences that have caused you pressure. I feel like you're seeking to purify things in your life and to channel that pressure into healthy pursuits, if that makes sense. You're a very passionate person. I feel like you are actually very compassionate as well, because you've been through some difficult experiences in life, so you know through experience how hard things can be. So actually, you're a really good friend to other people. You're someone who I feel some people look at you as someone who's quite intimidating, actually. But actually, underneath, you have a beautiful heart, a very generous soul. But people see your strength, and they sometimes people see your strength. And the people who want to take advantage of you, they may shy away from you because they see that you have erected really healthy boundaries, that they cannot bring their BS to your table. They cannot try to influence or manipulate you in a negative way. So actually, it's a good repellent for people who may have tried to take advantage of you in the past. I feel they can definitely no longer do that now because you've learned from experience. However, I feel there may have been a point in your past where you learned a valuable lesson on trusting people and recognizing when some people are there to empower you and others are there to break you down. So I feel you've become more independent and self-sufficient because of it. I feel like you're someone who is very flexible. You know, you are really intuitive, and you change and adapt to your circumstances no matter how difficult things are. You always go that extra mile in life, and it has put a lot of pressure on your shoulders, and you do have some responsibility there. But I do feel that, you know, you're going to be triumphant in whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish. I mean, I feel that you are someone who is very intuitive. You may have even been drawn to pile number 2 at some point when you were trying to choose the piles. I get a sense here that, you know, you have psychic abilities, definitely a knowingness about you, and I feel that, you know, you do see the undercurrent of life. I also feel like you are an empath, and what goes on in the world hugely affects your energy. Okay, so I feel like it's almost like you're ready for change. You're trying to adapt or prepare for changes that lie ahead. Please make sure that you don't allow these feelings to overwhelm you into fear. Okay, I feel like you're someone who is very strong, but I feel it's really important to make sure that you don't absorb so much energy from outside sources that create fear or overwhelm you, is what I would say there. Now, this is a card, of course, of passion. So you are leading with your passions. There is going to be some sort of major project or major change for you after the solar eclipse that sees your passion projects come to life. I feel the tears in this card are positive. Tears of joy is what I'm seeing. All these butterflies, so much change. I feel like you have been through the ringer of life. And as you can see, it says the soul. Okay, so you're really connected to your true north, your soul's mission, and I feel like you're going above and beyond to make it happen. You know, you are the spark, you are the light, you tend to light up a room. You are very charismatic, and, you know, the word charisma actually means, you know, to be a gift, to shine through, to be that light. So I feel, you know, it's taken you a long time to recognize that you are a gift in all situations. And I feel, you know, some of you may have suffered with low self-esteem or low self-confidence when you were younger. Some of you may also have been bullied when you were younger or had some sort of difficult or traumatic experience where you had to learn very early on to be a warrior, to stand firm in your beliefs, to be independent. And I really get a sense here that you've learned to follow your passions. I feel like you're a very motivated person, but you're going to get an increase in that after the solar eclipse. And I also see here that you will have more purpose, more sense of purpose. And I feel there's an energy here of you, you know, needing to feel more alive in a situation. So I feel something you've been waiting to start or accomplish. I feel like you may launch it after the solar eclipse that occurs. Now, this could be something as simple as like moving home or, you know, maybe starting a new project, but it's something from your soul. It's something creative, whatever it is. It's like you have a yearning or a desire to express yourself or feel where you belong right now. And I feel like you're going to make those changes. They're coming by the end of this year is what I see. But also I feel like, you know, you are a passionate person and you're really easy to identify because you're really focused. You're always taking action. I feel like you're propelled by intensity. You're someone who has a very intense spirit, but also some people, they may find it really difficult looking in your eyes. Okay, you have incredible eyes. There's something about your eyes, but also people, let's put it this way, people with alternative motives have a very difficult time looking in your eyes because you tend to see right into the soul of a person. You know, it's almost like you have an inbuilt lie detector. You can see the subtext, the undercurrent, and I feel like you see through people and their motivations. And this is actually going to increase. You may see it as a blessing and a curse, but it is going to increase after the solar eclipse there. Now also, I feel some of you, you may have had some eye problems recently. Now this could be due to high blood pressure, or it could be due to, you know, some sort of infection there, or maybe pressure, like migraines is what I'm seeing there. But I'm being given, and I don't often get that with this card, but I'm being given something around the eye. There's been a lot of pressure, but it could have manifested through migraines, or there may even be like a substance or a food substance perhaps that you've been having that has affected your eyesight in some way, maybe blurry, or I feel like, you know, your eye will cleanse it. I feel like some of you have been trying to seek people who are like practitioners who could help you in that area. I feel like it will be resolved for you there. You will get help in that area. Now, of course, that's not going to resonate with everyone, but that is coming through, so I must mention it there. But also, I feel, you know, you are someone who's a deep thinker. You are someone who is really in touch with your inner world, your passions, and I feel, you know, also you're trying to attain something. You have your eye on a goal. You've put a lot of pressure on yourself to achieve this, whatever this is for you. And some of you may have felt it's been really hard. You've come up against many brick walls. You have, you know, found obstacles in your path. But what I'm seeing here is sometimes a brick wall, it's almost like a maze. It's to redirect you into another path that will be an easier path for you. So whenever you come up against some sort of resistance in your world, see it as a sign that the universe is trying to highlight that there is a better way, because the universe does not want you to be under pressure. But I feel life, circumstance, people around you, experiences, there's been a lot of pressure. These could be toxic experiences. It could be also that it's just, you know, the high expectations that you have on yourself. I feel it's really important to break it down. So, you know, if you want to achieve something, I feel after this solar eclipse, there's definitely success, achievement, triumphant energy headed your way, and you will accomplish whatever it is you're trying to change or navigate during this time. Because I feel like there is some major new paths opening up for you. But also I feel you would really benefit from breaking down your goals. Rather than seeing things as the bigger picture of what it is that you want to achieve, it's like, you know, really break down into bite-sized pieces, the steps you need to make. And each step is a goal that should be celebrated, that you did it, you got there. And it's like the path that you will take to reach, you know, the ultimate goal. So I feel like you're being asked at this time to really prioritize what's important, but also celebrate your wins, because you tend to be someone who is always on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. And, you know, it's because you're seeing the bigger picture so much, and you may feel the pressure of wanting to achieve this goal. And it feels like sometimes so hard, but actually you're going to get it, you're going to accomplish it. Now, I just noticed that the ladybug candle just went out. So some of you, I'm being given an indication from my guides, some of you may feel that luck is not on your side. But I feel after the eclipse, that is definitely going to change for you. I feel there's more positive energy around you. Something is changing. We've got the lizard regeneration energy here. And this indicates that when something has run its course, it's about letting go. Also, you know, the lizard, when it loses its tail, a part of itself, it regenerates. It, you know, carries on, moves through difficulty. And I feel that's something that you have experienced, and it's something that you do as well. You know, this card literally says, as a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are the master of regeneration. And I feel the universe is actually going to bestow some extra luck upon you because you have been trying so hard to make things work. I mean, look at the cards you got. Pressure, transformation, regeneration, transformative energy, passion, the soul, purging, perseverance. So you're moving through difficult times. And I feel, because your last card there, it's almost like this is the ladybug energy. This card, it corresponds with, you know, the Wheel of Fortune, which it says you will emerge triumphant. Fate, victory, success, achievement. So I do feel that, you know, you're making your own luck, but at the same time, the universe is stepping in to help you emerge victorious in a situation. And whatever it is you're working towards at this time, you will have glory. You will have what you want. And I feel also this energy of, you know, you releasing the pressure and enjoying the moment a lot more. I mean, you have the Ram here, perseverance. It says you have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. With patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Never give up, and good luck will follow. So I feel this is all related. You know, it's almost like you may feel right now there's no good luck, but you're moving through something that's really difficult right now, and good luck will follow after that period. I feel after the eclipse, there is better luck on its way for you. And also, I feel like you're being reminded at this time that we have many callings in life. You know, if you're letting go of something, it doesn't mean that you failed at it. It means you've learned from it, evolved from it, and can use those skills as transferable to whatever it is you're moving on to next. We're forever moving forward as humans. And I feel like you've learned to do that because looking back has been too painful for you. I feel you're the sort of person, you've processed all those difficult experiences you had, and you've used that power, that lesson, to transform your life for the better. There are people right now looking at you, thinking that you would fail, thinking that, you know, they won against you, but actually they're going to see your rise. You are the phoenix rising from the ashes. You're coming out of difficult times, and you will be triumphant. And those people, they will watch that rise, and they will eat their words, and they will stand there with humble pie as you rise so high and accomplish whatever it is that you set out to do. If you're someone who was bullied when you were younger, I feel this person, you know, they may have seen you on like social media, if you're on a social media platform, or they may have heard from someone who knows you how well you're doing and how well you're going to be doing and how successful you're going to be in the future. And they're going to sit there and they're going to wish that actually, instead of trying to hold you down, because let's face it, bullies, you know, they tend to have been bullied themselves and they're transferring the energy, but also they don't tend to knock people who are below them. They tend to knock people who they feel are above them because they want to rob you of your power. And those bullies right now are going to look at you and your elevation, and they're going to want to know you. They're going to wish that they never did what they did because they want to be associated with you. But you have erected higher boundaries now. You've moved away from this, and you are stronger because of it. And I feel like you're leaving all that in the past and leaving, you know, that bullying energy in the dust. Let's put it that way. Of course, if you haven't been bullied in the past, it could be that you've had some experiences where people try to, you know, manipulate the power. You know, micromanaging, whether that's in career endeavors, whether it's in family units, expectations, you know, people really trying to exert more pressure onto you so that you feel stifled, and then it stops you from being your best self. So I feel like you're evolving away from that. You're releasing all of that. And it's almost like you're standing up to this authority by empowering yourself. And I definitely see that your hard work, perseverance is going to help you through. Things are actually going to gain momentum for you. And I actually see that a lot of you are, you know, going to take the strain off over the next coming weeks because things are going to get infinitely better there for you. You tend to give a lot of effort. You know, you put your whole 100% into everything that you do. Now is the time for expressing yourself and for shining your light. And also I feel, you know, you're going to be very, very focused on something that you want to accomplish. So it's almost like you're going to have tunnel vision over the next coming weeks and months. And I feel a lot more energy too. But something's changing for you, but it is changing for the better. I'm just going to go and get some final cards for you. I definitely see there's a big message here about putting yourself under so much pressure. And although you're a very strong person, you know, some of you need to change your approach in order to release the pressure, and that an easier path is being made available to you at this time. Three of Cups. Three of Cups tells me that there are people around you who support you and who want to help you. So some of you could delegate at this time. But also the Three of Cups tells me something major. There is something to celebrate coming up for you, a big win. Also, I feel like you're being encouraged to be a little bit more sociable. Get out there, have some fun with people that you resonate with. Find your soul tribe. Nine of Pentacles. You're someone who's very independent. So these two cards together, they really are messages of know when it's good to spend time alone, to cultivate your thoughts. Know when it's time to involve yourself, integrate yourself a little bit more on a social level. But the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Cups together indicate something you've been investing your time in, your projects or your plans, whatever those plans are. I feel like you are going to celebrate that you accomplish whatever it is, and it sets you up for some sort of freedom. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles, it can be an indication that some of you want to purchase property that has more land, that you want to live more in nature or be more connected to the earth. But the Nine of Pentacles also indicates financial stability, independence. Some of you may be trying to launch independent businesses or have ideas about things that, you know, are going to be very lucrative, so lucrative that other people are wanting to collaborate with you or wanting a piece of whatever it is that you're accomplishing at this time. That's why I said about the bullies. They're going to want to know you. You know, anyone who was not there during the struggle, they certainly do not deserve a place at the table when there is success being served. So I definitely see here that you are very independent, that you are nurturing your finances. There is going to be a time of celebration for you. It comes after the solar eclipse, and I'm doing this reading on the day of the solar eclipse, which is really interesting because I'm always scrying at the same time as doing a reading, and because I'm doing it on the day of the solar eclipse, I've actually had no images. So, you know, I'm not being given the gift of sight in the water during this period. It's very interesting, but let's see, I'll connect a little bit more later. But I am being given energy. I am being given messages by my guides. So all these messages are still channeled, but it's just the images in the water. I don't normally have like 0 images, but maybe that indicates that right now for you, there is a bit of a blank canvas, and you're being asked not to fear that blank canvas, that you're being called to embrace it, because a new chapter means anything is possible. You're changing something, and I feel like you're forging a way that is going to be very exciting for you. Now, the Nine of Pentacles also indicates security, okay? So it can be that you're feeling, you're trying to have more security in your life for you and your friends and your family, and I feel like you're working really hard to accomplish that. So some of you may actually have put yourself under pressure because you have people that you feel responsible for. I feel, you know, although the pressure has been on, the pressure will be off, and there is something that indicates whatever you're working for, it will be rewarded, and you will toast a celebration to your endeavors and to your efforts, because you will be successful and triumphant. Now I'm just going to go and get final card for you, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful pile 3? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Okay, sorry, I just knocked the camera there. The healing must be completed before your life can transform. So to regenerate is to heal. You know, the lizard will regrow that tail. So anything you feel like you've been rejected from, or anything that's been cut off or you had to cut off, I feel it's transforming your life. But I feel, you know, you're moving on after a period of healing. Now, that's why I feel like a lot of you may be drawn more to pile number 2, because I feel like you've been in that period in pile number 2, but now you're in pile 3 energy, which is like you are evolving away from this. I feel like you are reshaping your landscape in some way, and whatever it is that you are, you know, finding difficult at this time, you will accomplish it, you'll overcome it, and I feel like your life is transforming. I mean, all the cards are pointing to some major transformation where you are more independent, where you're connecting on a soul level to your inner self and your higher self. You're deepening your connection. You know, you are not allowing the difficulties to overcome you. You're still persevering, and you will reach the mountaintop. I feel like there is some sort of like, also almost like a miracle event where you feel like, wow, that could never happen. Suddenly it's going to happen for you. And I feel you put in so much effort. It's almost like preparation meets opportunity. And there lies your success. Because I feel like you're so ready for this. I feel like you've been born for this success, whatever this success is for you. And I feel, you know, you are getting over something that will put you in a position of power. And you're embracing, taking leadership in your life, that independence, that quest for independence. And I feel it's going to be a very nourishing time for you during this period. But you're being asked really to manage your stress levels, that the world can be won another day. Make sure you take good quality rest. Make sure you celebrate yourself as a gift, but also make sure you celebrate your wins, and that you don't have to do it all alone. You will find soul tribe members or people who can help you on your journey. So I'll leave it there. I'm just going to go and get a trinket or ring for the prayers. Please. Thank you so much. That is no surprise. You have the arrow, which is the warrior rune. This is a period where you're accomplishing your goals. You're on the up. You're ambitious. You're driven. You're leading with your passions. But also, it's an indication that, you know, you need to manage stress levels there. Especially after a disappointment, it can indicate that you try harder and harder and harder. But actually, this is about asking why that did not go your way. Because sometimes we can learn a lesson from a rejection. Remember, rejection is protection and redirection. It's a silver lining to help you. There's been many times in my life where I thought a path was meant for me, but every sign pointed that no, it was not meant for me, but I was stubborn. So I was like, no, surely it is meant for me. And we have to acknowledge the signs. Your body being under pressure is telling you something is off. When it's meant for you, it will start to become a little bit easier, okay? And sometimes when things are really hard, it means the universe is asking you, you can still have your goal, but is there an easier way? Is there a better way? Take a pause. Check in with yourself. See, is there a more simplified way of approaching your goal? Because it shouldn't have to be this hard. And I see after the eclipse passes, you're going to find the easier path. And success is assured for you in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. You're not giving up on something. Some of you are letting go of outdated practices or patterns in order to simplify your path to reach your goal. And others are walking away because you're deciding that something wasn't right for you anymore. And you are sort of regenerating your interest on a new path. So I really get this excited kind of enthusiasm for what comes next. But it's going to be interesting, it's going to be exciting, and it will be celebrated. I feel like you're going to be toasting yourself and toasting some sort of win that you have worked so hard for or worked so hard to accomplish. This could be something financial. It could be something as simple as, you know, you approaching your local district to try and change something in your neighborhood. It could be that you're petitioning for something. It could be a legal case. It could be, you know, you finding love. Whatever it is for you, I feel like you will accomplish whatever it is you have your mind's eye set on, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important to me too. Now, before I go, my guides literally wanted to say one more thing about the warrior rune there. And the sentence I got was, the only way is up. So it's all up from here is the message I'm getting from that, okay? So the only way is up. Now, of course, there is actually a song called The Only Way Is Up. I'm not hearing it. I want you to be aware. I haven't heard or seen anything coming out there. I'm only hearing my guides at this time, and I'm channeling the energy that I'm feeling. But because that song has come to my mind, I would say listen out for that song, because it could be a sign or a symbol of the really great changes that are to come for you, because I see some exciting things ahead, okay? So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, and love and light.